There he is.
There's the man.
Nice intro. I like that.
I slaved all of 30 minutes on it. So yeah.
Was well done, man.
I appreciate it. So guys, we have MisterBobaFeet on the stream, man. If you want
What's
to
up, everybody?
Go ahead and just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a bounty hunter. No, I'm just kidding. But it's yeah, I'm a stream on Twitch, and I'm that huge Star Wars fan, and I just love doing that. That's one reason why I wanted to start streaming, and I feel like I've done that and more, and I feel like I met some really good people, really good friends, and it's a great time, man. I love it. I'm glad to be here, by the way.
So when was your first stream? What month was that?
Oh man, that was like September 28th, I think, maybe a few days before that.
I was there for a second stream.
I remember that.
Serpent,
He didn't have a face camera.
Yeah, Serpent's messaged me. He goes, "Hey man, there's this lore head that you need to go talk to." And he's like, I could just see him typing. He's like, "You need to get in this." It was like 11 or 12 in the morning, and I was like, "I'm there."
Dude, that was like the first great stream I had too, man.
Yeah.
That was a great one. I'll always remember that one.
I've never been more invested in a stream before because it was a thing for me. It was like I've never felt so connected to somebody where we just spoke about Star Wars. I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had to wake up at 11, and I did not sleep that night, just knowing that we were just speaking Star Wars the entire night, and the conversations would not stop. So,
dude, that was one of my late night streams, man. I swear. I think that was the first time I went super late too, man. Yeah, good times. Feel like it was ages ago too.
Now it's like a ritual every Saturday night.
Right?
Yeah, it was. It's like that Darth Vader quote. It's like it's like destiny. Your long-awaited meeting has come at last. That's kind of how it just unfolded, man. It's crazy that our love for Star Wars, can bring everybody together. Definitely. And then there's so many parallels in the movies and stuff that you can keep using. We talk about it all the time, the full circle, and then hanging out and meeting, and then I never knew. For the longest time, I just found out that me and UT Toy Fan were actually in the same room as Benzin at Celebration, and he's on video and everything. I'm like, what the hell? And here we are. We're Battlefront 2 streamers now, so it's pretty.
No, 2022 will definitely be a year long remembered.
So we all stream Battlefront 2. Everybody knows I use Revan mods, and Servants uses Ahsoka and Bo-Katan mods. What are your top 3 mods?
Ooh. Probably the Boba Fett Mandalorian one. Of course, I like that one. Probably the 1313 one for Lando Calrissian. I love that one. Boba and Lando are my mains. And then probably the third one is... I didn't really have a third one, but now I got to say the Ewok Jedi that just came out. I don't know why I like that one so much, dude.
I still haven't even seen it because I was watching Director Chronic stream and he keeps talking about it, but he kept using the Darth Treya mod, so I still have yet to see it. I'm gonna have to find it right after this podcast.
Yeah,
you had one last night. You had Boba with the Darksaber.
That one was pretty sick, dude. That one took all night to get working too.
And I kept saying the way he walked, because it was it replaces Vader. The way he walked kind of showed an old man Boba too. So that was really cool.
Weak at the knees, can't walk very good.
I like how the 1313 mod replaces Lando, because I'm not a Lando player, but I think if I got that mod, I would definitely want to play that character more, because I don't like his abilities and I don't like his blaster too much, but just having that mod, I think that's one reason why we like mods, because it makes you play the characters that you don't normally want to play. I would never play Count Dooku if Nihilus wasn't modded over him.
That's how it was, dude. I never played Lando before that mod came out, and now it's it's nice having Boba on hero and villain sides too, and just the mods. You
can't ever get enough of Boba.
Exactly, you can't have enough Boba, dude, at all. It's just it's great.
They seem to have a very good pool of Mandalorian and Fett mods. If you had to, right now, you had the opportunity to get a mod out of existence, what would you pick that hasn't already been done?
Probably the Cassius Fett mod, dude. I want to see him on Battlefront one of these days.
The yellow Neo Crusader armor?
Dude.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You can send in requests for commissions into the Battlefront 2 modding Discord. I would just be careful how you word it. But you can send in requests if you do want.
You might not get
that all the time.
Yeah, you might not get the Cassius Fett that you really think you're getting.
Right.
I would love to have. I think my number one want right now is of course just keep adding to the Couture mods and get a Bastila Shan, a legit new one. I know there's one on Nexus, but I would want one that's 2021. You know, the newest version, or a Darth Bastila, or both versions. You know, might as well be greedy.
I don't think there's a Bastila. Is there? It's a Chill Sean one, huh?
Yeah, when I was looking, there's a Bastila one, but it's like it doesn't look good at all. No offense to the person who made it. I mean, good job, but I don't want to use it. So
yeah, I think that one's like super outdated too.
So I guess we need to talk real quick. We have a squad stream, all three of us, and then we're missing the fourth link. Director Cron.
We're doing Wednesday, January 27th.
Yeah, Wednesday, January 27th. We're actually going to be on MisterBobaFeet's stream, and we're all going to just be chilling. Everything else is to be determined, but we'll have a small giveaway, and we'll go from there. So,
and his Twitch link is in the description as well. So
put that down below, guys. So make sure we follow MisterBobaFeet down below. What got you? I can't remember the earliest memory I had of Star Wars. I think just because I loved it ever since I was like 5 years old. But can you remember or pinpoint when Star Wars became like, part of your way of life?
Probably so I before the prequels came out, I was a little one, and I watched the original trilogy, but for some reason that didn't really connect to me, because as a kid it's hard to get stuff that connects to you, And when the Phantom Menace came out, that one was okay. I still had no idea what was going on in those movies. I was still a little kid at that point, but that kind of got me into it more. And then the Attack of the Clones came out, Revenge of the Sith, and then it was just that opened Pandora's box, dude. I think if I look back at it, I think Revenge of the Sith was the one that really, really got me into Star Wars, After that, I started collecting toys. My dad used to buy me toys, and we used to go to the bookstore and buy Star Wars books and stuff like that. And that's what really, really got me into it. And I definitely think it was the prequels that got me into it. I don't remember really getting into Attack of the Clones. I definitely think Revenge of the Sith after that came out, because I went to go see, that was the first movie I actually saw in the movie theater too with my dad. We went to go see that in the theater, and that's what really got me into it.
I remember, which my favorite movie is A New Hope, but that changed as I grew up. But growing up, man, the Phantom Menace, the Darth Maul character wasn't my favorite character, but he was so mysterious, and I wanted just so much of it. And in Kentucky, I could not find the Darth Maul action figure ever. My uncle in California found it at a Walmart and then shipped it to me for my birthday. I remember that, in 2000. That was the summer of 2000. I finally got my hands on a Darth Maul figure. So those are some of my earliest memories. But I know I watched the original trilogy before.
Yeah, but it's it doesn't click with you when you're younger, it does when the new movies come out. And that's how I kind of look at the sequels too, it's sequel gets a lot of hate, which I don't think it really should from people, but it's just you got to look at little kids too that, getting into Star Wars because of those movies too. And it's kind of the same thing with me when I was watching the prequels too, it's just that's how I look at it, the sequels, it's bringing in a whole new generation of fans too, which I love to see.
The thing is with Revenge of the Sith, it's because it was my favorite film. A lot of people and George Lucas even admitted this. The reason why it sticks with fans so hard is because every single film, if you look at besides the prequels, of course, but most films just in general outside of Star Wars always have a happy ending. And that right there is the film that has the complete opposite of a happy ending, which isn't really how films are supposed to quote unquote go. Empire Strikes Back was the same exact way, which is why Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back sticks with fans so much. It's because it's not a thing where it's just it's just so different than any type of film, and then it really sticks with you. It sinks with you over days. After you watch it, you can watch it over 20 times, and you'll still be thinking over a few days, oh my god, it still hits you in the heart.
People love the bad guys, man.
Yeah. And so and that's the cool thing. You mentioned Maul being so mysterious, and I can assume I was actually going to personally ask you, was Boba always your favorite character growing up? Always was. But I will say that Maul and Boba are similar in a lot of ways. I always say because of their mysterious, they're so mysterious. Now we're actually kind of getting character of them, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, sure. Was it always your favorite character growing up?
Definitely. Yeah, I've always loved that mask, dude. When I watched the original trilogies when I was younger, it didn't really hit me as much until I got a little bit older. Till that I really enjoyed them. like, when the prequels came out, I was like a little older, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and watch the trilogy again. And I was like, oh my god, this is actually really, really good,
Yeah.
And then that just kind of clicked with me with Boba too. Like I remember watching them before I watched the prequels, but it didn't didn't click with me, And then when I watched it again, I was like, okay, like this guy's cool, got a cool ship, like gets the girls in Jabba's palace, like he's a cool cat.
He hasn't left Jabba's palace in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's so crazy that his limited amount of screen time, but yet he's such a popular character.
Well, dude, I was talking to my friend about this the other day. Like, Boba Fett really, really kicked off the Mandalorians. Like there would be no Mandalorian culture or anything like that in the Star Wars if it wasn't for Boba Fett, because people love the masks, they love how he looked, and it's just like that really, really kicked it off into something special. That was happening way in the future. With the Clone Wars and everything.
They love the mysterious aspect of it, and when the Mandalorian came out, obviously, like the casual fans were like, "Oh my god, is that Boba Fett? Oh my god, is that Boba Fett?" Like, no, it's not Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Get it together. Like, no, but like, it's just so obviously, like when you say the first thing you say Mandalorian, like over the last 43 years, ever since we saw Boba Fett for the first time, if you said the word Mandalorian, the first thing that popped into your head was Boba Fett. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't thinking Django right away. I was thinking Boba right away. That's 4 decades. So he definitely has had an impact, regardless of his lack of lines or lack of character development. He's had an impact on many fans, and now I'm actually like, now I actually like him a lot. I kind of liked him before, but like for me personally, ever since we got like more development with him as a character, and you see like the good side, the bad side of him, that's what makes him more interesting. And I think it's only going to go up for here in terms of his character.
Yeah,
that's why Mandalorian was like, it's on another level from anything we've ever gotten from Star Wars, because not only did we get a brand new character in Din, but I think everyone can appreciate Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, all these other characters even more. So when we get our book of Boba, we're gonna be so involved in and sucked into the Mandalorian culture. It's gonna be awesome. And you're right, Boba. You said that, or one of you said that Boba was like our first taste of a Mandalorian. So that's why he was never my favorite character, but I always enjoyed him because I knew that from playing from Knights of the Republic that this is what Revan faced, a whole army of these Fets pretty much. And I think that was so cool. Like people like him are willing to go up toe to toe with a Jedi without even using the Force. So I think that's a true testament to the warrior culture. And then their helmets are shaped like almost Spartans. Like they don't see, they're not like, the enemies are not a threat to them. They're going to fight anybody that poses a challenge to them.
So that's what I love about the Mandalorian culture too, is that they look like it's heavily inspired from warrior culture, the not like from New Zealand, Tamir Morrison, he really brought his own flavor to Jango Fett and stuff like that, and that they really kind of built off that too, the Maui culture, not I don't know, I forgot what it's called though, something with an M, Maui, Mari, I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about, though, right? Yeah. I literally just went blank on what it was called, but
he's a phenomenal actor. He is a phenomenal actor. And I actually know someone who lives in New Zealand, which is right by his hometown, and he's like the hometown hero over there. Like people look up to him a lot.
That's amazing. Like how one man like that can just bring up an entire community, and that's why we can't hate on other things, because in the sequels and stuff, because you don't know what that person's doing for their community and bringing them up, man. Like I bet you those kids, like I have a Grogu and I love Revan, but everybody in New Zealand, they have a room full of Jango Fett toys and Boba Fett toys, and that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, it's like their hero to them, I bet there. And he's such a nice guy too. Like I told you guys, I met him before at a con last year, or technically 2 years now, and he was like the nicest guy ever too. Like one of the nicest guys ever. Like I cannot wait to go see him again at Celebration next year.
He's always there, right? He's always at Celebration. I've never been. I'm a rookie when it comes to this.
He's normally always there, and I would expect now it's going to be a little bit more tough to meet him, but he's always had a side booth. Like Mark Hamill will have like a main booth, like multiple tables and rows of lines, and then Tamora was always over on the side with just one table, and you could kind of just walk up and just have a good old talk with him. So that's definitely
going to be like that this year.
Yeah, not at all. You're gonna have to probably wait in line a few hours to go meet him. I feel like at this point.
And obviously, we'll speak about the Book of Boba Fett, but we don't even know if there's going to be like a second season. And if there was a second season, that would be 2022. It would be the same year celebration. So if it's a hit, it's probably going to continue for a little bit. So
unless they decide to kill Boba off like they did with Marlon Rebels, or who knows, right? I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. Like,
no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I mean, it would hurt me.
You wouldn't at all.
But,
because I was messaging you during The Mandalorian.
Okay, see, that's different, bro. Because we just got it for like 2-3 episodes at that point.
Yeah, and then they just
haven't built him up yet, so they can't kill him off right then.
It was like 3 in the morning, and I was like, "Hey, like, I hope you're doing well." He's like, "Yeah, I'm doing well." I just ended the stream. I was like, "Yeah, like, I hope you know, by the way, like, yeah, he's gonna die next episode." He wouldn't talk to me for like days.
Man.
Yeah, just as fast as he does in Return of the Jedi. Like here's your Fett, and then here's the Sarlacc. So, so speaking of Sarlacc, what is your? You watch The Mandalorian, you get to the end, and it says Book of Boba. What is your first thoughts on that?
Is this really happening? Like, is this actually happening? Like, I literally didn't watch it until I went to Surf's watch party, like chat, like, because that's what I do every time I watch it. I go to the chat, watch it, and people are like, Boba, did you see the end of the post-credit scene? I'm like, no. So I go back and watch it, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, like, that just actually happened. Like, I was like mind blown, dude. Like, I was excited, this completely. I didn't even know what to say. I was speechless.
Because we were talking about on the podcast here, we were saying like, oh my god, like what if like because this is I'm actually being serious now. Like no, like I'm not trying to be funny. Like one of the reasons why I said I thought he was gonna die was because out of all the series announced, why wasn't there a Boba one? And we all thought that.
Yeah,
they did a good job of on the down.
And then like we all said, Boba, I even think you said it as well. I think we all said like basically like, yeah, we're like, what if they like keeping it a secret? What if they like keeping it like on a secret for now? And we were right. Like they did keeping it like the best kept secret, and now we're having an entire series. As soon as like it was episode 8 and he took off in the Slave One, I know you were like, oh yeah, he's safe now.
I was like, okay, yeah. Dude. I went like, whoo, like I was glad he was gone, dude. Like,
yeah.
Dude, his entrance, which we already knew he was back at that point, but his Slave One entrance on Tython was so insane to me. And we spoke, me and Severin spoke. I think that is the most realistic. Whatever they use, CGI, the little room that they use for the Mandalorian, it looked like I could jump through the TV and be right beside the slave because he's holding Grogu, he's on the seeing stone, and then he looks up, and then the Slave One just comes in. And man, I watched it on my phone at first, and then when I got to watch it the second time on my TV, I was like, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Is when that Slave One dude makes like a special sound too when it flies.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely epic.
But
I love how we got to see more of the ship too inside of it that we never saw previously.
Yeah.
Like we only saw like the cockpit, and a little short scene in Empire Strikes Back, and then of course Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And that's all we saw. Like we didn't see like the inside of it, except from like the books and stuff like that really showed it. But books doesn't really do it justice compared to actually seeing it in live action.
And that's about to get more of it too. That's gonna be it. Slave One. It's right behind you.
I think that the Mandalorian in general is going to get. I mean, the Mandalorian, it's almost as big as Skywalker at this point, man. Like you look everywhere, there's Mandalorian stuff. Boba Fett is Mandalorian. The entire Knights of the Old Republic era is centered around Mandalorians. Revan's mask is a Mandalorian mask. Cassis Fett, Mandalore the Ultimate. They mention it through the series. Mandalore is the biggest. Would you agree, sir, that Mandalore is probably the most pivotal point in the Clone Wars now after we get the whole total package of the Clone Wars? So
by far, and what's interesting about if you talk about Mandalore, they still didn't mention in season 2 where they were headed. Where they were headed to jump out of hyperspace for the donor and etc. So I still have a firm belief that was Mandalore, and it definitely is like we spoke about. It's like the best spot in town. Mandalore is like the best spot in town. Everyone wants to control Mandalore. Yeah. That's like the best restaurant in the city. So
it's like they're putting. You have the movies have centered around the Skywalker saga, and everything else is the Mandalorian saga because of the Darksaber, Maul, Ahsoka, even Ahsoka's ties are now towards half Mandalorian and half Ezra Bridger. And then Who knows where Thrawn's going to come back in? Yeah, it's a good time for MisterBobaFeet and his Mandalorian bounty hunter guild. You know, it's just perfect.
That throne room has like a lot of screen time, and it's about to probably have more screen time next season.
Dude, they got that throne room down to like everything though. Like I watched the gallery and they were saying they like watched every single scene, like every single aspect of the scene to get every like crevice down, you know, like crack, like they got it down to the bone, dude. It was absolutely insane.
I got to show you. I don't think I could find it right now. It'd take too long, but I have the Jabba's palace with all the creatures autographed. It has like 45 autographs on it, man. It is insane. I'll post it in the Discords later.
What don't you have?
I know. Like, I was gonna say. What don't you have?
Seriously.
The guy. There's a few. There's a few. Let's just.
Just a few.
I'm working on it.
I love it though, man.
But that's what's cool too is the Disney, if people hate them or love them, they're going into such detail for these sets, man. Like, you're right, man. They're not even going to leave dust off of that set. If there's dust in the original movie, it's going to be there. So, and I think that's what's really cool. So, do you think that the Book of Boba is going to bring in other bounty hunters, or what do you think with that?
Oh yeah. I'm really hoping that we're going to see like Dengar, Bosk, IG-11 or IG-88, sorry, Forlom, Zuckuss, like. Those guys need to get like, you know, more. I don't know how they're going to do that though. With like Dengar, for example, you know, because, you know, he actually has his face showed. So they probably going to find someone that like he looks like, but like, you know, everyone else probably be kind of easier to do. But it's like they definitely need to kind of get like more screen time or something, you know, like show them how awesome those guys actually are. Like I would love to see that. I'd love to see that.
If you're a Din Djarin fan, do you not get kind of annoyed that season 2 is not even really his show at that point? So like if you're as a Boba fan, if you're watching Book of Boba and then they start bringing in these bounty hunters and that takes away from Boba Fett's screen time, granted you like all the bounty hunters, but do you not think it takes away from his character, or because you could get more screen time for Boba?
I probably wouldn't mind it, you know, but you're at kind of the same time. Like, I didn't really thought about that, but yeah, you're right about that, man. It's just like, you know, it probably will take some screen time, but I feel like they could probably balance it pretty well, you know. Like, I'm not saying like they'd probably bring all of them in, you know, just bring maybe a few. Like, I would love to see Dengar and Boss. Like, I love Dengar and Boss, dude. I think those guys are actually one of my 2 other favorite bounty hunters too.
Yeah, just team up for at least one episode and do like a mission of sorts.
Kind of like what they did in season 2, you know, like how they did Ahsoka for one episode, and you know, just kind of bring him back into the fold.
And it didn't really take away from his. It was still his story at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think it, like, now that we can reflect back on it, like, it was nice to see those characters, but I don't think it took too much out of his character. You know what I mean? Because it showed him how he interacted with these fan favorite characters. And so if there was like, one thing that we spoke about, like, when the Book of Boba Fett happens, like the plot behind it, you know, I think it was kind of like a hint towards where we're going with this. The fact that he went back to Jabba's palace. I feel like it might be something on like a chip on his shoulder, something like a similar to Maul kind of story, like revenge. And he goes.
I was gonna bring that up, dude. Like,
one
I like how they're
doing
that with Boba, like making him like a crime lord, like they did with Maul, and made him a crime lord. You know, like that was really cool. I was not expecting that at all, but I feel like we're gonna see more of the awesome Boba Fett. You know, like we saw like how much honor he had too back in Mandalorian season 2, but now I think we're gonna go back to the ruthless Boba Fett that we all know and love. You know. Like,
so the villain side of things.
Do you think that obviously the show's going to be about Boba, so he'll be the main character, but do you think they're going to portray him as a hero or a villain? Because in season 2 he's portrayed as a hero, but we all know he's scum and villainy.
I think he's going to go back to being like a villain, but he's going to be like a villain that people love. So if that makes sense.
I knew you were probably going to answer that way, so I'm throwing this one out now. So would the protagonist be Cobb Vanth? And then, because everybody seems to have loved his character, so then you have a showdown between Boba and Cobb Vanth, and then that's gonna, because to me, for a good story, is you have to split the fan base in a good way. Definitely. So you would have half the people like, man, I want to keep Cobb Vanth around, but Boba's gonna have to kill him, or whatever the case may be. So do you think that could happen?
I think it could, man. Like, I was actually talking about that too a little bit ago, that I feel like Cobb Vanth will probably definitely be in the show, and he probably will be a protagonist, and it will be I feel like that I hope not, but I feel like that's probably going to be what the whole season revolves around, Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
It's like I have no idea what the show's going to revolve around. It's going to be out. I'm really excited to see what they do with it. But I definitely feel like we're going to see some Cobb Vanth and stuff. Because he's probably still angry about him taking his armor.
I feel like he's going to go one by one after everyone who put him into where the position he is now, with the scars, with the beat up, you know what I mean? And he wants revenge. You saw how the mean face he had when he was tearing up those stormtroopers one by one on Tython, and I believe it's going to be something similar. We can even get a young Han. I mean, obviously we saw. I mean, it would be post, but I mean, I don't know. Like there's a lot of like areas that could be explored with this. You know what I mean? With different characters, maybe I mean, Cobb Vanth would be definitely one for sure. I'm trying to think what else. They could bring in Boss. They could bring back in.
Well,
Boss.
that's like I've seen Boss and Dengar. They worked together when
yeah.
Boba was a kid in Clone Wars, so it'd be kind of a cool little, like reunion or something like that.
I like that idea though of the book of Boba is him going back and then whoever's wronged him in his life, he's just go back, and then which would. I still don't think they're going to do it, but Mace Windu would be on that list. That's probably his number one, and I think it'd be cool if we get a series leading up to that. Possibly, would Han Solo be on that list? And
that's what I was like, yeah,
because they have those actors. They're willing, from what I heard, they're willing to still do Han Solo character. Alden is, so that'd be a cool way to bring him back. Is you just bring him back, and then you could put Boba in the Lando series, depending on when that's set.
I think what they're trying to do is like mesh a lot of the series in together. They're going to mesh obviously Mando with Ahsoka now, and obviously Mando's going to mesh with Boba. And if they can mesh a Boba with a Lando, I think that would make perfect sense. Remember, this all takes place during the same time period. This is all taking place during the New Republic era. So it would make total sense why they would. They might even, I don't even know how. I don't want to know how because I'd love to keep things surprises, but they might even throw in and tie in Kenobi somehow to all of this. Like crazy enough. You know what I mean?
I didn't even really think about them like really like tying all the shows together, like that too, like Lando. That's gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah, I mean
I'm excited for that if they do that.
I'm a firm believer that we're getting the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Star Wars now, but through the TV verse, and then maybe they end it with a movie. And I'm kind of leaning that route there, that Boba will be in those type of shows, but I think I wanted to think that he was going to try to fight for the Darksaber too, so you would have like 4 or 5 characters, but the more and more I think about it, I don't think that Boba's going to be interested in the Darksaber.
He doesn't really care about that type of stuff, He doesn't really care about the Mandalorian tradition
at all.
he's out for himself, definitely at this point,
Mandalore, the Empire, in a place in the glass.
So, and that brings up the most important question that we have for the entire podcast: are you Team Din or are you Team Bo-Katan?
Ooh. I probably gotta say
I can leave the studio, right?
There's only one
I was
right
gonna
answer.
say Sir's probably not gonna like my answer.
There's only one right answer here.
I gotta say I gotta go Team Din, bro. Like I'm sorry, Sir. Like I'm sorry, dude. Like
it's good.
You're streaming that, right? You're playing HTV on Oregon servers? Okay, cool.
Oh man. Like, hey man, like, you know how I feel. Like Boba's like mean to Boba, dude. She was mean to him. Boba didn't deserve that. Boba was just,
Yes, he did.
Oh man.
So, any other thoughts on Book of Boba? I mean, it's all speculation at this point, but is there anything that we probably need to address with it?
I feel like we already kind of did. Like the bounty hunters might come back in, the Cobb Vanth. I'm really interested to see what they do with Fennec Shand too in that show. Because I'd actually really started to like her character.
I like her a lot.
I didn't like her season 1. Of course, you didn't really see her that much, so not much to really like. But season 2 really built up her character, and I'm very excited to see what they do with her. And I'm just definitely excited to see what they do with the Book of Boba Fett, dude. I'm very, very excited for
her.
her.
And Boba have a lot of qualities similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like villains with a little lights spreaded on them. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. And I think we'll like her even more, the fact that we're going to see her in the Bad Batch because she was in the trailer. So I think they're going to build this Bad Batch up so much, and you're going to see her in the series. And then when Book of Boba comes out, we're going to be in love with that character even more.
Yeah.
We're going to be in love. That's how it was for Mandalorian Season 2. I mean, if you didn't watch Clone Wars before, You know, if you didn't know who Ahsoka and Bo was before that, you saw these characters like, oh my god, that's nice. But then if you look at the statistics, Disney Plus, the Clone Wars and Rebels numbers skyrocketed because so many people were like, oh, I can't just be a casual fan anymore. I actually have to watch this.
Yeah.
Now everyone can be invested into these two specific characters. It's going to be the same thing with Fennec. They do this with every character, and now Boba as well. So it's beautiful with like whatever strategy they're doing. It's beautiful because they have all of us fans begging for more, which is amazing.
Yeah, I'm very excited for next year, man. Very excited for this year, of course, the end of next year too, with all the shows we'll be getting, man. Very, very excited.
I think 2022 will be a really, really great year.
Celebration on top of it, baby.
That's what
it's going to be. It's for a Star Wars content creator or a Star Wars fan or even a casual fan. We're finally, because I mean, we were kind of getting beaten up there a little bit. Everyone's like, well, Marvel's taking over finally. Star Wars is going downhill, and then now we're back on top of the mountain. So it's very good to see. It's not a competition, but you know, you hate being a super fan of a particular fandom, and then you just keep getting punched in the face.
Right.
But now I feel like we're really back, man. And
I feel like Disney kind of had to take a step back after the sequels. You know, like I personally, I'm not going to get into it. Like I didn't hate the sequels. Could have been better on some stuff, but they definitely had to take a step back. You know, and like kind of overview things. You know, and see like what they want to do. And And I feel like they did that. You know, Mandalorian was like the real first test to see what they wanted to do down the road.
We have 10 new episodes or shows coming out. You might hate a couple of them, but there's going to be at least 2 or 3 that you're like, that's my favorite show. Like, I like that show. So
I'm so excited for all of them. I think the only one I'm not really excited for is the anime one because I don't really watch anime personally.
Right. Yeah,
but I'm still going to watch it, and I'll probably end up loving it. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because according to Disney, everything they make now is canon. So you have, like me and all 3 of us have to watch it, or somebody will come into our stream and be like, yeah, that's not canon. Get punked, kid.
I don't know if you guys heard, they are planning on moving which would make total sense. They are, if you don't know, Galaxy's Edge takes place during episode 8 and episode 9.
Yeah.
Between those two, it's really weird because you see Kylo walking around. He still has his Force Awakens appearance, but besides that, it's actually Galaxy's Edge is supposed to be canon. In between 8 and 9, and they're actually supposedly going to be shifting Galaxy's Edge into Mandalorian theme, which would be post Return of the Jedi, obviously. Which I think. What are your thoughts on that? I think that would be perfect.
I don't know how they would do that, man, because it's like I heard that, but then I also heard rumors that they were thinking about doing it through all 3 eras, like sequels, prequels, and original trilogy. I don't know how they would do that, especially with like the rides too, especially Rise of the Resistance. You know, they can't go and change that ride on the whim. They can do with the Millennium Falcon. You know, it's just a screen in front of it. They can put anything they want, but
barely anybody was able to ride the Rise of the Resistance. I was able to go twice because I snuck in a trip right before the pandemic happened. But like, if you think about it, the ride came out in November. The pandemic started in March, and then since then, no one's really had the chance to go on it. So they can't just remove it, which would be really interesting to see. But if they did if I'm just letting you know, that's why this is the only reason why I'm bringing up. If they did do a Mandalorian post Return of the Jedi, you know, MisterBobaFeet could be standing in the middle of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
that's actually funny you say that because Disneyland, you know, in Tomorrowland, they have a special section like Star Wars Galaxy Bay. I don't know, something like that. It's like something where like a big building, and they actually have that. Yeah, they actually have like Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, and you go take your pictures. And stuff. Really cool.
I did that. Yeah, it was fun. And then what if just imagine like actually, it's just, I'm not trying to like get you excited, but just imagine like a Slave One ride.
Dude, I don't think that would ever happen, dude. But we can dream.
When I went to Galaxy's Edge, the first thing I thought of was, wow, this place is awesome. I could see myself living here. And 2, I want more. There's and they can add on to it. I would be okay with, you know, Disney has the ability to knock one of those mountain parts off and then make another section, and you could just do an add on to Galaxy's Edge. I don't really think you don't need stormtroopers or first order troopers around to like know what area you're in. It could just be I mean, we all know what Star Wars looks like in our heads. It could just be aliens walking around, and then you have the Rise of Resistance, and then you throw in a Mandalorian ride. We can use our imaginations while we're on the ride, and then just make it feel like we're in Batuu. It doesn't have to be era based to me, so I think they can take the eras
Really know there's gonna be some people that are like, this is not the era. This is, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like nitpicking it, dude. Like,
Or
there'd be people
forgetting
like
that they're at Disney and it's
Right.
for 10 to 15-year-olds.
Did you see the recent, like, what's going to be added recently? Did you see what there's going to be added to Galaxy's Edge?
I did not.
Mm-mm.
Right now, they are making. Well, I don't know if you guys know. They're making a hotel.
That I
Oh,
saw.
yeah,
That
yeah,
looks
yeah.
sick.
I showed the screen.
Yeah, and they show you straight to Batu, so it looks like you don't.
And it's not even an
That's
exaggeration.
insane.
It'll literally look like that because they, like I know, like, when you have like the space in the background like that, it's actually going to be like a set, like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, green screen or whatever the case may be. Like, it's actually going to make you feel like you're in a galaxy far, far away. They have, geez, man, like, it looks absolutely gorgeous. These are like the rooms. They're going to have like the little window. Like, the window will literally be like you're in a galaxy, like you're like flying around. That's Galaxy's Edge, but yeah, there's just so much that they're going to be adding, and see, they're already building it. This is like literally the progress they're already building, and there's going to be like a shuttle. There's a shuttle that takes you through hyperspace right directly to the park. So if you stay on, it'll be like a shuttle that takes you right in, and like during the entire time, it's like you're going through hyperspace. It'll be like a 15-minute ride, technically, like a shuttle. And the entire time you're like literally like looking through the windows, like same thing like the hotel rooms, you're literally in space. It is absolutely stunning.
It's a lot more fun than walking out to a lobby in a hotel and leaving, like you
Oh,
get
yeah,
to like go on a ride, going on,
there's,
like going to rides.
Yeah, your hotel
also,
is
Right.
There's also like they mentioned that there's going to be like a Jedi training. There's going to be like a I saw like a one image in particular, like this little girl was like blindfolded and she was doing like Jedi training. It was like exactly what Luke did in A New
I
Hope.
saw there's gonna be like cantina too, man. Like people playing Spock and stuff like that.
No,
Right there
it's
on
gonna
the
be a
right.
whole
Yeah.
other story. Now, keep in mind, I will say this: like I did. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it'll be like training and etc. I did read this that supposedly the cost every night will be, it'll.
Yeah, not cheap.
It's an investment. It's an investment, but
it's the experience of a lifetime.
I mean, come on now, we're Star Wars fans. We invest in our happiness. Like that's,
Let's start saving now for something 2-3 years from now. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely address the Galaxy or Lucasfilm Games announcement. So for us, we all center around content from video games, which our game of choice right now is Battlefront 2. With this news, the first thing we got out of it is like literally a day after that announcement is an open world game. So what are your thoughts on that? And then to me, no one can convince me otherwise that we're not going to get a Battlefront 3 announcement or a game like it. And I thought it was going to be announced at Celebration next year, but now I'm thinking it's going to be May the 4th. Well, what's everybody's thoughts?
I could see that. I don't know if because all their resources right now, like EA, is all into Battlefield 6.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know if they'll announce it this year, like probably next year. I think maybe. But going back to the open world, I'm very excited for that. Optimistic, but excited at the same time. Like Ubisoft has done some good stuff in the past, and I always love their games. Like I love Wildlands, Division, Assassin's Creed. So I'm very excited to see what they could do with it. I know a lot of people have different opinions on the game scene, that's like buggy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, those games are still like really, really good in my opinion, and I'm very, very excited to see what they do.
We played Buggy Friend too, so
I know, right? You can't really say that.
I played all the way through Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and didn't have one glitch. I mean, the glitches are going to happen whether you're playing Mario on the Super Nintendo or you're playing Call of Duty on Xbox. Man, the glitches are going to happen. I'm not really care as long as it doesn't take away from the game too much, where I have to just keep restarting the game over and over, quitting the build or whatever. I think the open world game is awesome. I'll be consumed by it, but for content creators, I mean, it would be if I start streaming it when it comes out, how many people are going to be like, well, I'm not going to be to that stream because I'm just going to play it myself during the weekend or something. So I think it's a good announcement. It's an awesome, amazing game that we can all play and be in a voice chat together. But I think we're all looking for that multiplayer game that we desperately want.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this game will have multiplayer too. Like I would never announce that.
I was going to ask you, what era do you think it'll take place in?
I really, really hope it's a Clone Wars. I don't think it will be though. Because I feel like Clone Wars never gets enough love in the video games.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I really like. Gosh, and like we got that Clone Wars update in Battlefront 2, but like there was still part of that's like, where's Ahsoka and Ventress? And like where are the rest of the maps that we've seen in Clone Wars? Where's Umbara? Where's Mandalore? Anything like that. So that's Clone Wars would be. What about you, Warrior? I think I know what Warrior's gonna say, and I kind of agree with him on it.
I think it should be High Republic, man.
Yeah.
Because
I can see that.
Because you can't. No one knows unless you read Light of the Jedi. You have no knowledge of the High Republic era, and it's the best way to get everybody involved in the High Republic. You can't be mad at it because everything's going to be new, right? So, like if we do Clone Wars era, which I love obviously I love all Star Wars, but if we do Clone Wars era, I'm gonna like, why would somebody say, well, why is it not the Galactic Empire era? Like, I love the Empire more than I like the Clone Wars, or I'm a KOTOR fan, so why is it not Old Republic? So if you just throw out High Republic and give them that, then
It's
I feel like
kind of staying like in the middle of the fence too. It's not going like one way or the other.
Yeah. I think you'll please more people with High Republic than you would displease other people picking a certain area that we already know about.
And it would touch on that unknown era that we don't know much about, like you just said, and like the fact that they're incorporating the books, the comics, the audibles, everything. It would tie in perfectly with the game. I will say this: I do believe it would either be High Republic or New Republic, just because they seem to be stressing so much on this. But the thing with New Republic, Squadrons was just released on the New Republic. I don't think they're going to release a back-to-back game, in the Star Wars universe that are both focused on the same era. Personally, I would love Clone Wars would be my dream. Do I think it's realistic? No, because they just never shown Clone Wars love in the past. But I think it would be High Republic or maybe an updated SWTOR type of the game of Old Republic even. So.
I feel like High Republic would be good for like, all the fans too, because like what Warrior said earlier, it's not going to be like, why they doing Clone Wars? Why didn't they do the original trilogy? They're doing the original trilogy. Why didn't they do Clone Wars? Like that type of stuff, like vice versa. Like it would be a lot better to kind of see planets like Coruscant, like what it's like at that time too, And yeah, I agree. I didn't even really think of that till you said that word.
It's tough, man. They really, which I'm glad they're doing it, but man, they really might have bit off more than they can chew, because to me, an open world game, you need all types of terrain. So I don't think it can be a Coruscant type planet. It needs to be an Earth-like planet that, if you walk 20 minutes north, you're going to hit the desert. And if you walk like a Zelda type Hyrule map, you have the desert over here, you have the forest over here, a city up north, all that stuff. So because then everybody gets an open world game has to please everybody.
Yep.
So if you're just in a city, well, maybe I wanted to be on Kashyyyk or Endor.
Yeah, but there's a possibility that you can fly to other planets, things that are on your own ship.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I feel like they would. I feel like they would include more than just one planet. I don't think it would just be centered on one, because you would beat that game. Or you would get bored of that. I'm not bored of it, but you would finish the game and then what? You know what I mean? Like in terms of story.
If they could do that with still making each map big, like if you're giving me 10 small maps on different planets opposed to like one huge map or insane. Like when I picture open world, man, I picture like if you put me on the top part of the map and I have a mission down south, well, I'll see you in an hour, because I'm not a fan of fast travel in open world games. Like you just got to get there, man. Like and just start hoofing it, or pick up a speeder, or steal a speeder, or buy a speeder, or make your own speeder and just get after it. I think that's what it would need to be.
Well, yeah, I know when we were playing Fallen Order and when we went to Dathomir, I wanted to see more of Dathomir, but it was only one like enclosed little space. So I definitely understand how you feel in that. I would definitely like to see more.
Like I like to explore stuff, dude. I want to go like check every corner of the thing, and it's just like Fallen Order. I feel like I can't really do that. It's more like you go here, you go here. You can't really go to your own exploring, and that's what I loved about those, like like KOTOR or like SWTOR. Like you can go off and do your own thing. You don't have to go to like. We're not like on a track, going to one area to another. You can go do your own thing.
Right.
Depending on era, it would be so cool to see places that you like. Let's say it is within the Clone Wars, theoretically. How cool would it be to like go to the underworld of Coruscant, or level 1313, or like just see things that you saw in the films in the Clone Wars episode series, and go to those exact locations, and exactly where they're located at as well.
Exactly, man.
Chambers or something cool like that.
The perfect open world game to me, which I know I just said, like, if they could do multiple planets, that's what I want. Thumbs up on that. But it has to be, the map space. But the dream scenario for me is me, you, all three of us are in a voice chat and Director Chronic. And I'm like, what are you guys up to? Yeah, we're all playing the open world game. I'm exploring some ancient temple. You're going through the Jedi temple. Boba Feet, you're in 1313, and Director Chronic's over on Scarif, just having a good time walking around, patrolling his beach. That would be the perfect voice chat, and then we could all chill. Like, just imagine just hanging out on all of our days off, and it's 2 in the morning. We're not a care in the world, and we're walking around in a open world Star Wars game. I think if they can pull that one off, then have all my money, take it
That's like the best type of downtime you could ever have, like a long day of activities or work or school, and you could just sit back, relax, and like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna like get in a VC and then just like go walk around in Star Wars. Like, that's a dream come true.
That's what I like about SWTOR, we like go do our own thing, and like there's so many planets, and like the planets are freaking huge too, man. Like that game's like mind blowing to me, dude. Like
SWTOR is amazing. We just want like an updated.
Exactly.
Like, imagine, like, okay, and like we don't know anything, but imagine this game, like a SWTOR similar type open world with Battlefront 2's graphics. Oh
man,
God, I would lose it. Battlefront 2's graphics for me are 10 out of 10.
Do you guys think you're gonna be able to make your own character, or do you think it's gonna be like an already made character?
I think you'll get like a set already made character. You pick smuggler, bounty hunter, something like that.
Kind of like what KOTOR was, yeah.
I think it'll be similar to SWTOR. You have your class, and then you just choose your customization from there.
Yeah, it's like I said, man. See, we all have our different mental image of what we would want in it. That's why I think they might have bit off more than they can chew. But Ubisoft is known to nail it, man. So I'm excited for it, and hopefully they can pull it off.
And like, you never know what Ubisoft's going to do, because you look at their games like Division, Wildlands, you make your own characters and decide what you want to do. And of course, Assassin's Creed, you already get your pre-made characters. You can't really do that. So it's really like, what are they going to do? It's exciting to think about what they plan on doing, And honestly, like the worlds that they've done, like, Assassin's Creed, Division, like one city, so I can't really say that. But Wildlands and like the Tom Clancy games, like those were... Like, the worlds were beautiful, man. Like, I cannot wait to see what they have planned for that. Like, I'm very, very excited.
The cool part
optimistic, but excited.
We don't know a thing. All we have is
all we just know is an open world game. Yeah, exactly.
The most basic. That's what they keep giving us, man. And that's what makes it is awesome, that we can sit here and discuss all of our possibilities. So when that Lucasfilm employee comes into our podcast, they'll be like, well, these guys, we'll just hire them. So that's what. So hopefully that's the case. So we got to keep you on schedule. So that's what I'm trying to do here.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I'm not gonna do it right at 6. I'm probably gonna do like a little past 6, like 6:30ish.
Gotcha.
He's doing
I mean, I can see you're talking for 2 hours with you guys, man. Like, I could go all night here.
Actually,
we gotta get him ready because he has a 12-hour stream tonight.
Oh
yeah. Whether he likes it or not, I'm not.
We talked about it. He can't do a 12-hour stream. It has to be 13 hours and 13 minutes. So that's
one day, bro. That's like 6 in the morning for me at that point. Like,
I've been trying to convince him for a good. We've all been trying to convince him for a good month now, and don't think you're safe either, because you owe us one too.
I know. I was like thinking about a 20. Like, what would a 24-hour stream be like? And I'm like, because people will literally
sleep on the computer.
Yeah, people will literally come into your stream, leave, go to sleep, wake up, eat breakfast, go to the gym, go to work, come back, and you would still be on playing. And it's like
I was on TikTok last night, and there was this person that posted a video. It's like, if you're watching this right now, it's because I've been live now for 135 days straight. I was like, yeah, right. And I clicked on it, and it was literally like the camera was angled where she was like literally sleeping, and everyone was in the chat hey, wake up. And everyone's like, she's not waking up. And like, this is 135 days straight. I'm like, oh, geez. Well,
it's like a reality show at that point.
Yeah.
So one more question that I definitely had for you is, what's your favorite Boba Fett story out of everything? If you could nail that one down.
Oh man, that's a lot, dude. That is a lot. I honestly think it was just the one getting out of the Sarlacc pit, like back in Legends too. And that actually, I wanted to bring that up too. I hope with the Book of Boba Fett that they do like flashbacks and stuff, you know, like see how he escaped the Sarlacc pit.
They have
Like,
to.
are they going to bring Daniel Logan back? I doubt it, but you know, who knows? Like, but that was
He's
definitely one of my favorite. Like, and of course, you know, when he came Mandalore too, and like, you know, fought the Yuzon Vong, like that was absolutely like amazing to me. You know, like I've always loved Boba Fett. Like, Boba Fett never got love. Like
so
before the books, you like Legends really made me kind of like I love Boba Fett when the movies came out, but like not when they came out, but when I watched them, and then Legends just made me like, you know, my love get more and more for Boba, you know, because like he was so awesome in Legends, dude. Like no one could beat him. He went 1v1 with Vader, dude. Like who does that as a bounty hunter? You know, it's just like I don't know, man. Like that's why I'm excited to see what they could do with him in the canon stuff. You know, and give him a cool
you,
backstory and a future and stuff.
you said a key word, man, that I think is a very big possibility is the Yuzon Vong, man.
Oh,
I think that
don't get my
eventually,
hopes up there, Warrior. Don't get my
because
hopes up there.
they're not Sith, they're like very evil creatures, man. And I think that's how they're setting up everything. Of course, the characters that we have in this Mandalorian era will be pretty old and long gone, but I really think they're setting up everything to make the sequels cool, like a lot better. And then you'd have the Rey and the Finn and whoever's leading Mandalore like team up, and that's how you, dude. I would actually pay top dollar to watch a Rey
Have it
fight.
be like against like show how strong the New Republic actually is, because we did not see that at all in the sequels, you know.
Yeah.
And like the New Republic, I want to see more of that. I want to see the New Republic fleet. I want to see all that stuff, you know.
Mhm.
I think we'll get a lot in the Rangers of the New Republic. Warrior was talking about that was the show that you said you were most excited for. One of them, and I think that's where we're going to see so much content within that. That'll be the one. We'll see like the drop soldiers, everything, drop troopers, and everything. So that'll be really cool.
Be awesome.
We're talking about 1v1s. I mean, Boba and Bo-Katan. Ooh, I don't know.
Boba Woods. Let's be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Do we have any questions? Do you think we'll get to see Boba go back to Camino on his show, or will it take place mostly on Tatooine? That was a question.
That would be
Sean
cool. That would be cool to see him go back to Camino. I don't know if it will. I think it's just gonna focus on Tatooine, but I would absolutely love to see him go back to Camino and see, you know, like all the Kaminoans, you know, or whatever. I literally just want to blank on her name, Sean Wee or like Tonwee, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be kind of cool to see him, you know, because like they grew up with him and they know like they know about him and stuff. And I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would love to see it.
I think
Cool.
exploring Camino, his ties and history there, because even though, you know, he really didn't take any part in the training, you know, that's his heritage is coming from Camino. So it'd be really cool. I love we talked about it on the episode when they kind of found those clones in the vats, the science room. I love those type of episodes, man, where someone walks around and they're seeing like science experiments, and he'll come to grasp that, you know, he was created in one of those type of containers, you know, and not born. So
Well,
that's pretty cool to explore.
I know in Legends he kind of already like knew that, you know. I don't know if they'll touch up on that in canon, which would be cool to see. It would be cool to see like actually on screen. But I know in Legends, you know, he didn't. I mean, I guess kind of in canon too, you know, Clone Wars 2 is canon, but like in Legends, he was like, you know, I'm not one of these cloners, you know, I'm something different, you know, and you know, he knew that, but it'd be kind of cool to see that though, like on the screen in canon.
He refuses to admit that he is a clone.
Yeah.
He is considered like that's why he takes it with pride when he says my father. You know, everywhere he goes, my father. That was my father. You know, so he takes it really personally. So that's why Warrior, when you were talking about a Mace, you know, like Mace killed his father. You know what I mean? So that would be personal. So there's so many aspects and so many roads that this can go. And that was one of the speculation. Camino was one of the speculation that we thought that was the planet we were going to see in Mandalorian season 2. In the last episode, we thought we were going to see Camino. A lot of people did. I thought it was possible. I was leaning more towards Mandalore, but seeing a post Clone Wars Camino would be like a dream come true. Just to see what are the projects being worked on? What's actually going on over there? You know what I mean? Like
because in Legends it got shut down by the Empire. We don't know what happened in canon. You know, like they basically like destroyed Camino and shut down the cloning facilities and everything.
Yeah.
Well, and then you talk about like okay, like if it's under like Imperial control, then post Return of the Jedi as well. What would you know what I mean? Those are all even if they stick by Legends, that's just crazy to even think about, and that could touch on so much.
Maybe the rebels are using it to make clones for themselves. Who knows? It's like the New Republic.
I thought about this one day when I was like super bored. The Mythos Boba has those sabers, like he carries around lightsabers and stuff. It'd be really cool if he would do like let's say Mace survived, but he ended up dying from his wounds or whatever, like years or whatever. Well, I would like him to find Mace's lightsaber and then use that as like a symbol, and then he could possibly fight, against a dark saber type thing. You know what I mean? That'd be that because I really want Boba to go back to Mandalore. I think that'd be awesome, man. I think that's how they would conclude that, and more than a series, and then go back to Mandalore. Do 2 or 3 seasons with Book of Boba, and then have him meet back up with Bo-Katan or who we all know is going to win and
team up with Dart and kick Bo-Katan's butt. Yeah, I like that idea.
That's good.
I mean, Mace's saber was actually supposed to be in the Duel of the Fates script. It was actually supposed to be in episode 9, and General Hux was supposed to hold Mace's saber. I don't know if you knew this, and he was actually like, because of all the war that was going on, he like committed suicide holding Mace's saber, because it was the battle. It was actually supposed to be like the Battle of Coruscant in episode 9. So that's what that's literally what the battle was called. So that would have been awesome. But the fact that like you mentioned Mace's saber like gave me chills down my spine. So maybe, I don't know what the Mythos.
And I've never read that script. I want to.
It's so good. It's so good. There's small YouTube not tutorials, like little like summaries in like 3 minutes. They did like an animated script that I could send in the Discord later.
All I've seen was the concept.
It's 135 pages. It literally takes 2 3 hours. I read like the first 10 pages and I'm like, okay, I can't read all this. Let me just read a summary. But the script is very, very interesting. There was a lot of ways that it was like I would have preferred, but there's a lot of ways that I'm like, I'm kind of happy it was like left like this, because it was I think it was Colin Trevorrow was his name. He was the directed it, who he wrote the script, and it was actually, there's a lot of scenes that was beautiful. There was a post episode 9 moment at the end where Finn has like a bunch of a Jedi group above like a foresty planet above the horizon, training, and there was some like scenes like that. They were like, oh my god, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're Star Wars fans. We're never gonna get what we want. The only one who has what he wants right now is the bounty hunter in this call, and that's the one getting his Book of Boba Fett this year.
Yeah, you got Bo-Katan and you're getting your Ahsoka show, man. I know you're excited for those.
Who would have thought that one of the most popular characters of all time is the one I picked and the one I just never get content for? I get a Galaxies of Heroes.
I know, right?
I don't even
just give it time. Give it time. I like. The Old Republic is something content has.
They're asking for it, dude. They're just scrapping for it
forever. Keanu Reeves, they have been begging it forever. They're not gonna. They can't skip a beat with that. Like they can't miss out on that opportunity.
I definitely think we'll be getting Old Republic stuff by like 2030. I know it's a long ways away, but it's like we'll definitely see it.
I say it all the time. I'll be the most critical of it, because I want it done from what I see in my brain. That's how I want it done. And I'm curious. That's why I like when Ahsoka appeared, I kept asking Serpas, like, what do you think? Like, it's not what I think, because I mean, Ahsoka's like a top 20 character for me, but it's his second favorite character, or his first favorite character besides Anakin Skywalker. So if it's good for him, then it's definitely good enough for me. So when a Revan appears on screen, I'm immediately going to either love it or hate it. I don't think there's going to be an in between, and I hope that I love it, because you don't want to see your favorite character just get.
That's the thing with like Ahsoka. They were able to go off Clone Wars and Rebels. With Revan, this story technically isn't canon, so are they gonna change it up, do their own thing? Yeah. That's what I'm worried about.
And they did say a lot of it's going to be focused on canon now. And I don't want to like break your heart, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I do believe that Revan will appear in another game before he goes in live action. So I do believe that there's a possibility that we can see him in a game, like one of these EA doubling down on one of these projects. I'm sure we'll get more Old Republic content. They're going to bounce off SWTOR and do some cool stuff, I'm sure.
Exactly. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. But you guys know I'll be there was an image of Revan in a temple that came out like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like a kid in a toy store. Like I was just looking at that image for hours, man. I was so excited. But
The people have been begging for Revan, dude, and I feel like stuff is around the corner. You know, like in the next probably 5 years, you know, we'll probably get some Old Republic content in.
You have to.
Yeah, I think we'll see it. But I know you'll be picky about it, dude. I won't blame you one bit. I'll be picky about it too, man, because you know I love Revan as well, and it's just like you know, I'm worried about what they're gonna do with it. And I've always like thought that too. Like, what are they gonna do with Revan? Are they gonna do their own thing? If they're gonna take stuff from like the old legends and kind of put it into that, you know, and like, but it's one of those things, man. I've been thinking about for a while too, ever since that whole Keanu and Revan rumor started a long time ago.
You know, it's funny because like it's like people can't sleep at night because of like, oh, the neighbors are too loud. We can't sleep at night because like we're just thinking about like, oh my god, like they better do this upcoming Star Wars content, right? What are we gonna get next? This is why we can't sleep. This is the difference between normal people and us.
So, MisterBobaFeet, you stream on Twitch. What do you have any type of upcoming things that you just want to talk about that has to do with your content?
Not at the moment. I do want to start getting YouTube going soon.
Good, that's a good answer. Yeah. I like that.
I think I'm just gonna. I'm still thinking what I want to do exactly. You know, I know I talked to you guys about it, and on my streams too about doing like toy reviews and stuff like that. You know, because there's a lot of action figures coming out too.
You posted a Darth Revan action figure, a Black Series figure in my Discord, man, and it was awesome.
That's what I did before I started streaming. I was really into toy photography, and that's like I got over like 1,500 follows on Instagram too. You know, and it's awesome, that really I kind of slowed down a little bit since I started streaming and I'm also working a lot too, so it's kind of hard to get out and you know take pictures and stuff because I go outside like you know over to the park or like down the beach, you know, to take it and. Like my backyard really doesn't have that great photography spots, you know. But I do want to start getting back into that, you know. Maybe do like YouTube videos of like what I do, or like you know show what I do, like how do I edit it, you know, stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool to do. I do want to get a camera though eventually, because right now I'm using my phone. I want to get like a legit camera and make it, you know, look actually good. And I would love to start building dioramas too. That'd be kind of cool to do something on YouTube, you know, show how I do that.
Dude, that's awesome.
What is the name of your Instagram channel so I can
at PNW Star Wars Collector.
Okay. I will what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the link into the chat here.
I haven't been that active on it recently. Like I was like on like a high streak, bro, for the longest time, but I really started to slow down back in October, and I do want to start getting back into it too.
That's awesome, man.
Perfect.
So yeah, just start work. I encourage everybody that's listening to just start working on YouTube. Just get out there, work. Even if the videos are different from each other video, you know, you'll eventually start getting into a groove and you'll find something that you like to do. Mine is the lore, Servants is Battlefront 2 tutorials and things like that, like step by step on how to download mods. And yours could be a little bit of your stream, a little bit of Boba Fett, but bounty hunter lore, and then throwing you out your toys, man. I think that'll be a very successful YouTube. And then you stream on Twitch. What times do you stream?
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pretty much every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Sometimes I do Sundays. It's kind of rare when I do it Sunday mornings, but not really often.
The link is in the chat for his Instagram. His Twitch link is down below.
You will be live within the next 10 minutes. Yeah.
Probably like another 20 minutes.
Yeah,
like 20, 30 minutes. Well, yeah, tonight we're doing a squad Star Wars mod, and then of course a little Battlefront 2. But we also doing. I showed Serp this too a little bit ago. We're doing. I just found out this Mordhau mod. It's like a sword game for Star Wars too. So basically, I was like Boba Fett with the Darksaber, facing around like you know. Let's say for example, like I literally saw Yoda with like wearing a Darth Vader costume with the lightsaber. Like that is, it's gonna be like full of memes, dude. So I'm very excited to stream that.
It looks amazing. Though. I can go to the screen real quick just to show you the video you sent me, which looks absolutely beautiful. This is literally, oh my god.
It's too bad there's no Ahsoka, dude. I was looking for that.
Dude, like I've seen Star Wars Theory play this. This is awesome, dude.
These are literally mods. These are literally mods. So.
And it's all free. You just have to buy the game. You don't have to download. I mean, it does download it, but you don't have to like go through the files or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And look at that dude just throwing lightsabers at him. He's just getting shot.
Oh
my god! Like, and look, they actually have maps too. They have like Geonosis there. They got Mustafar, the Death Star hangar, or the Imperial Star Destroyer hangar. And it's very excited to stream that tonight.
Jedi Academy vibes, but first person, man.
Dude,
Oh
yeah,
my god,
for sure.
this is the one for me. This is right here.
Look at
Oh
your
my
Naboo
god.
generator. Yeah,
Get out
dude.
here, clone. Rest in peace.
That's Vader right in front of you. This is hilarious.
awesome.
Well, you can literally make your own character. You can add like your own spice. Like I was saying, I saw literally Yoda wearing like a Darth Vader costume. Like it's you can do your own thing. It's insane, dude. Yeah, look at that. Look how
Dude,
clean
that
that
is
looks,
sick.
dude. And see,
Dude,
like
that
right
is
there, you're kind of going over. You can make your own character, like add your own helmets. I was facing like a Darth Vader with like a Star Killer helmet today.
Did you just
dig it.
download it today? Or did you
Oh
already
yeah.
have-
Oh, I've had the game for a while, but the mod, like someone in my chat's been asking me
God.
for a long time, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it today.
Dude, whenever
get
my
into it.
computer is built, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to get too many games on my buddy's
Mhm.
computer, so I'll download
I
that.
think you
That's
can
awesome.
make. Oh yeah, you can make Revan right there. I see Darth Revan's name. You can make like Darth Sion, dude. I know you're gonna be Revan though.
Man, I dig
Yeah,
it.
sadly there's no Ahsoka though. You can do like Anakin though. I don't think there's Bo either. But they're still updating
Okay,
though.
so
as we
rub
go.
it in. Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm very
That's
excited
awesome.
for that though tonight.
Serpents, what's on your weekly list to-do list?
Tomorrow will be at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to do a giveaway for. It was. You can thank Boba for this because Boba right before the podcast messaged me. And he sent me like 20 messages all with my names in caps lock. I'm like, what is it? He's like, yeah. So they just released the Ahsoka Black Series Clone Wars figures on Walmart. The Walmart exclusives. I'm like, no, they didn't. And I checked it out, and they did. And I ordered, let's just say I ordered a lot of them. And then I went back to the page.
20,000 with a million more on the way.
Yeah. And I looked back on the site. I went back and I clicked it again. And then they were all sold out. And I was like, I don't know if it was my fault, but I ordered a bunch of them. So we'll give one of those out tomorrow.
Scalping. So cool, man. You gotta give away tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's highly doubtful that I'm streaming tomorrow, but I'm 100% going to stream again Monday at 3:30 Central. Next week, I should have the Revanite logo reveal. So I don't know what day it's going to be.
I already saw
I'm working with Venomous. He's been emailing me like 3 times a day. I think we're really close to a good rough draft, and then of course he'll touch it up, and then you know how he operates. So I'm excited about that. I think most of the Revanites are pretty excited about it too. I get those vibes from. So that's really it, man. My week's pretty simple. Next Saturday we will be doing a podcast with Director Chronic. So next Saturday, guys, that'll be our next guest is Director Chronic, and then we already have a third guest lined up, but we'll announce that next week on the podcast.
And the biggest thing that we can explain, that we have to look forward to is January 27th, Wednesday, January 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We will, the 4 of us 3 and Director Chronic will be doing a squad stream all together, all playing a game, all in a team, in a group, and we will announce that game soon, as well as a poster and a trailer, a little cool trailer soon. So that'll be really
it's gonna be awesome.
And Saber.
Boba, if you need to go, brother, you can.
No,
go
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm not. Yeah, I kind of told people I'd be probably going a little late tonight. That's okay. I'm gonna be going like pretty much probably gonna be like 2-3 in the morning.
It's gonna be a full hour. It's just,
dude, I cannot.
Just write it down at this point. I'm gonna
see if I started earlier in the day, I could do 12 hours, dude.
Guys, we've been running into. So what this is, guys, we had a giveaway a month or so ago. The winner went unclaimed. This is for the Skywalker's Galaxy's Edge saber. Okay, we're gonna roll this. Whatever name it hits, you will have 24 hours to respawn that you claim it or unclaim it, and then we're just gonna roll it every single day until it gets claimed, and hopefully by the end of the stream it gets claimed. And that's just how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna shuffle these names, and we're gonna spin it.
It's a lot of people, man.
I'm literally like mesmerized. I have like a headache from.
I can't.
He's definitely gonna claim.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's gone.
He's here. He's here right now.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's here. Yeah, he posted 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, he's here. He's here.
He has to be.
It's definitely be responding.
It is yours. This is now. It is. Good to go.
That won't be hard to reach out to him.
Perfect. That's
bro. There it is.
He's like, bro.
This
man also. He's got the force is strong with this young Padawan of mine. Like it's amazing.
He also won your helmet, correct?
Yeah, he's gonna be walking around with a Skywalker saber
man.
and a Beskar helmet because he won that giveaway as well. So there you go,
Congratulations, dude.
I already have your shipping info, so you're not even gonna say no. Actually, I'm just shipping it Monday morning.
You're gonna knock on your door. And it's gonna be a Skywalker.
Yeah. So
it's literally gonna be all the Jedi right in front of you.
You do what you want with it when it gets on your porch, okay? And then we'll go from there. So I think that's it, guys. I think that was an awesome stream. BobaFeet, man, you're a brother to me, man.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys, man. I had an absolute blast, man. Absolute blast. You guys ever want me to come back on? I'm down.
Well, this podcast, it ain't going anywhere.
Let's have gonna be your stream now.
Yeah, we're gonna be covering Star Wars news for years and years, so we're always gonna need your input. I appreciate it, man, and I can vouch for sir. We'll probably be in your stream in 20 minutes.
I'll probably start them out, like 6:30, 6:40-ish. I'll announce it on Discord. Very excited for tonight, though. Very excited, dude, with all the mods. I'm not going to be doing just straight Battlefront tonight. I'll be playing Battlefront, of course, but I'm really excited for that Mordhau mod, guys. I'm very, very excited for that one. That whole game was just like me.
Wait, is it multiplayer? Like, could I?
Yeah, dude. It's straight multiplayer.
Okay, so, all right.
You might have to get it, bro.
So everybody, please, I know you just supported us tonight, but please hop in MisterBobaFeet stream. If you've never seen him stream, just type in Inside The Holocron in that chat and then prepare for a good time, man, because he's gonna give you guys a
Thank you, man.
Other than that, guys, may the force be with you. Peace.
Love you guys. This is the way.